sometimes I get so mad, so aggravated, I don't even respect the and things like that. And I get so frustrated, I could overwhelm to do something that I don't realize that the kids are kids, because when I'm not mad, then I could kill somebody.
Mike, you're a political neophyte. You've never run for public office before.
Right.
But you've decided to throw your hat in the ring. Why are you challenging Mayor Cole?
Well, actually, I'm actually quite frustrated with the, I guess, the politics that have been going on in Highland Heights. I've been a resident of Highland Heights for 18 years. I grew up 5 houses away from the border of Highland Heights and decided to move out of my parents' house 18 years ago, and I've always loved Highland Heights, and to see the direction that it has been heading is actually quite disturbing to me. To see the violations of the rights of the people from this administration, it is just quite disgusting. And to see many other facets that have been going on in Highland Heights, I decided that I know I could do a better job.
Now, are these concerns just personal grievances, and yet we noted that you had had a run-in with the Highland Heights police over
Mm-hmm.
your fire in your backyard?
Yep.
So are you really running just because of personal issues? Or?
Absolutely not. No, I've talked to a lot of other people that have finally said, finally. There are ridiculous ordinances that are a violation of his own oath to our founding documents, and it would be wonderful if he actually read his own oath.
All right.
I have.
No. Okay. So what we do is we wrap this up, and we ask you to make a quick presentation of your campaign. And I'm watching my favorite show on television, and there's a commercial break, and you knock on my door, Mayor, and you've got probably less than a minute to tell me who you are, what you're doing, and why I should care. And I'm wondering what you would tell me.
My name is Mike Calabrese. I'm 43 years old. I've been a resident of Highland Heights for 18 years. And I've been very, very close to Highland Heights my entire life, for the entire 43 years. I have seen an awful lot of changes. I would love to run the city like a business and not one that is sued and has to settle out of court for over $600,000 plus legal expenses from a very, very bad business decision. There are an awful lot of changes coming through, even trickling down from the federal government to the local public servants, and I would absolutely love to address those. I would love to make Highland Heights a constitutional republic once again, and I encourage everyone to please read their founding documents.
There's some things I still want to accomplish during my tenure as mayor. Been a resident. I'm 54 years old. I've been a resident of the city for 50 years. There's some drainage issues I'd like to tackle. There's some infrastructure issues that I'd like to be a part of. We have a labor contract that's coming due at the end of this year. I'd like to be a part of establishing a new labor contract. There's just some unfinished business that I'd like to attend to.
And Mike, you're a political neophyte. You've never run for public office before,
Right.
but you've decided to throw your hat in the ring. Why are you challenging Mayor Coleman?
Well, actually, I'm actually quite frustrated with the, I guess, the politics that have been going on in Highland Heights. I've been a resident of Highland Heights for 18 years. I grew up 5 houses away from the border of Highland Heights and decided to move out of my parents' house 18 years ago. And I've always loved Highland Heights, and to see the direction that it has been heading is actually quite disturbing to me. To see the violations of the rights of the people from this administration, it is just quite disgusting. And to see many other facets that have been going on in Highland Heights, I decided that I know I could do a better job.
Now, are these concerns just personal grievances, and yet we noted that you had had a run-in with the Highland Heights police over
Mhm.
your fire in your backyard?
Yep.
So are you really running just because of personal issues, or?
Absolutely not. No, I've talked to a lot of other people that have finally said finally. There are ridiculous ordinances that are a violation of his own oath to our founding documents, and it would be wonderful if he actually read his own oath. However, there are business owners in Highland Heights. There are people that thankfully still work for good businesses in Highland Heights, and they have been harassed for vehicles parked on their own driveway.
Mayor Coleman,
Mhm.
would you care to respond to?
We do have an ordinance in place that limits the activities that one can run a business out of their home. It was an ordinance that was discussed over many council meetings. It was one that was passed by a majority of council, and it is enforced when we find issues with it. But we have an ordinance in place. We don't have a vendetta against people with businesses. It's basically a complaint-based ordinance. And again, it was passed by council, signed by me, and it was vetted in many council meetings.
And this what gave rise to this ordinance?
More so many complaints by residents. We had an ordinance in place that was kind of antiquated. We need to change it. We recognize that people bring vehicles homes that may appear as though they were in violation of the ordinances, so we made some accommodations by the sizes of trucks and certain signage. We allowed people that, if they did have signage, to put magnetics over that to conceal the signage, things like that. So we have had an ordinance in place for many years. I don't recall how many years ago we amended it to the current version.
And these were complaints because people were saying people had too many cars in their driveway?
Too many cars in their driveway, perhaps the size of the vehicles, perhaps activity at certain hours, things like that.
Mr. Calabrese went so far as in the brief discussion we had last night as to calling your actions treasonous. And I'm just curious how he would respond to that.
What actions was he referring to?
Well, these ordinances, the fact that apparently Mr. Calabrese calls and you don't call back, which he
Calls
considers
me?
a violation of.
When have you ever called me?
Oh, I've called you many times.
Really?
Oh, and you don't know these. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
I don't recall you ever calling me personally. In fact, this is the first conversation you and I have ever had.
Has any person in Highland Heights ever called you?
Sure.
And you've returned their phone call as well?
Absolutely.
I hear conflicting stories from people that I've talked to.
That I've
in
never
Highland Heights.
returned a phone call.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, something like that isn't exactly treasonous, though.
No, however, violating the Fourth Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution is. Well, for instance, just because someone doesn't like to see a sign on the side of a vehicle does not mean that he could violate the Fourth Amendment, which says what, since you're sworn to uphold it.
This isn't a discussion about the Constitution. I believe you have issues with the city codes and city rules that we have,
It is not
which
only
we do
myself.
enforce.
So, Mayor, you mentioned drainage issues
Mhm.
in Highland Heights.
Yes.
The Regional Sewer District just won its case before the Ohio Supreme Court
Yes.
to allow it to implement a stormwater management plan regionally and to assess people's sewer bills for
Yes.
that, depending on mitigating factors that
Yes.
people might take. Is Highland Heights one of the communities that has sued over that, or what's your position?
We were not part of the lawsuit. We have some drainage issues that we've been able to tackle with our own funds. We realize that some money will be available to us once the surcharge is put in place. We do have a pretty aggressive plan to address many drainage issues. We have some widespread drainage issues in the city. We are working closely with the county. County recently just received a contract to help line the sanitary sewers, and we believe we are a priority on their list, and that'll be happening in our Williamsburg area. A few months ago, I authorized our city engineer to do a citywide study of our retention basins, and he did find that many of them have settled to a point where we need to do some work on them. It's not necessarily a city issue because those retention issues are owned by homeowners association, but we will be expending funds to assist with that and get a potential immediate relief for those residents. That's not it, though. We have other issues, and we need to keep addressing them throughout the city.
Are these recent problems that arise from weather changes, or are these long-standing issues?
Well, we have had issues for many years, yes, and we've been working with the county on certain issues. We're now at a point where we have to go out in a storm and lift up a catch basin and see if there is infiltration from the sanitary storm sewer, because we couldn't design a system to redo the whole drainage in the city of Highland Heights. It's just not practical, and unless other cities do the same thing, it wouldn't be practical. So we're taking an approach where we go actively out in storms, view certain situations, and we identify and correct the problems as we see them.
And when you say infrastructure, are there specific projects that you?
Yes, we're going to be replacing the water line on Highland Road. It's an over $3 million project. We got some state money to assist with that, $800,000 grant, roughly $1 million interest-free loan. That'll be occurring next year. We're going to be going out to bid, hopefully by the end of the year on that. And there are other road projects that I'd like to look into.
If it's a water line, you don't have an arrangement with the Cleveland Division of Water to?
Not at the current time, no, but we are going to revisit that, not necessarily for this project, but for future projects, yes. We did entertain that a few years ago and decided not to pursue.
On your data sheet, Mayor, you also talk about maintaining housing stock. I'm just wondering, did Highland Heights experience a lot of vacant and abandoned properties or foreclosures as a result of the crisis?
Some, but not many. I receive a monthly sheet of the number of foreclosures. There's not a lot of them. We did hire a part-time inspector to do some in the evenings and on the weekends to go look at housing stock to identify violations. So I don't think I said maintain, and that's what I hope that we can do. I think we're a great community, and our housing stock is pretty high.
Mr. Calabrese, the mayor's talked about the drainage problem, infrastructure improvements, and the housing code, or housing stock improving and maintaining housing stock. What are those some of the issues that you would address too? If you were
Absolutely.
elected?
Absolutely. There have been residents who told me there was a flood at there was people's basement that had backed up, and from what they were told by the city is basically, well, that's your own fault. And meanwhile, there was a resident right on Radford Drive in the Highland Heights section, and they were watching as bricks were being pulled out from a blockage right by his home, and actually up that little stretch as well. Also, for 18 years now, some of our tax money is supposed to go for the upkeep of the creek that actually runs right through my backyard. In the 18, now my last name is Calabrese. I think I know what a man with a shovel looks like. In the 18 years that I've been there, I've never seen not a man with a shovel, not a piece of equipment, nothing. My question is, where are those tax dollars going, and why are the people still paying?
And what do you mean, your property taxes?
Yes.
Any,
We levy 4 mills of property tax. 1 mill is directed to the park and recreation. The other 3 mills go into the general fund. There are no other millages that are specifically allocated for drainage and things like that. I'm not sure if that's what he's referring to.
So how are those projects paid for, the upkeep of the creek that he's mentioned?
Those are capital projects, just like any other capital project in the city. We have limited funds, and they need to compete with each other. They're vetted through the council process, through our annual budgeting process. We do allocate funds for drainage when a project is identified on our 5-year capital plan. We hope to address everything that we identify for that year and allocate money for the following years.
Mr. Calabrese, you bring up the creek because what, it floods every year, or what do men with shovels have to do with the creek?
Well, there is they are supposed to be maintaining the banks. For instance, I know my neighbor who has recently moved out. He was always complaining about the erosion. The gentleman who actually just moved in 20 years ago, he was actually responsible for. He came in with a machine, and he took care of the banks from the erosion. Made sure that there was a clear flow, also, and which there have been a lot of backups from trees falling, just erosion. I know my little bridge that went over into the wetlands, that was taken by the water. So
Are you aware of these issues, Mayor?
As I said before, we authorized the engineer to do a comprehensive study of the city, and that included walking all the creeks. He's given us a report, and we have let a contract out for the one retention basin right now, and we're going to tackle them as we go.
The mayor also talked about infrastructure and capital improvements. I mean, do you have any specific projects in mind, if you were to?
you know, there's a stretch on Strumbly between Highland Road and Radford that. First of all, the people use that as a cut through. There are a lot of children in that area. The vehicles go way too fast, and also the residents have, from what I understand, have been asking for a sidewalk on at least one of those sides. There are no sidewalks on either side of that. I would love to look into that, especially because of all the children.
Can I address that?
Yeah.
That's true. There have been residents that have requested sidewalks on that portion of Strumbly. When a person buys a piece of property, they buy an improved lot, and oftentimes that includes sidewalks on a street. The city really doesn't have the authority to go on this private property and improve that lot. They could do that, and they can assess the homeowners, but basically what that'll do is increase their property value at the expense of other residents. So like when you buy a home on a street that has sewers, the cost, I'm sorry, on a street that has sidewalk, the cost of those sidewalks are included in the price of your house. This has been an opinion that the law director's given us. So we have.
So the sidewalks aren't public.
Well, they would be in that case.
Okay.
We have gone to the residents, and we could do it, but we would have to assess the residents for those sidewalks, and this is an opinion our law director's given us.
So the homeowner pays for the sidewalk,
Yes.
but the sidewalk is
Yes.
Anybody can use it.
Yes.
That's kind of odd, isn't it?
I believe the same way.
It's probably a violation of some bill.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't have the authority to go on another person's property and with the sidewalks, then how does he feel that he can go onto another man's property and tell them that he cannot park a car on his property with simple sign or maybe a ladder strapped on top of a van, which there was a gentleman that is actually still fighting a citation for a simple ladder on top of his work van. He's a business owner, and he actually had a heart attack over the ordeal, and now has heart conditions.
Well, it sounds,
If you're so, if a lot of this has to do with this ordinance about cars, why aren't you going before city council and making the case that they should change the ordinance? Because the ordinance is on the books. I mean, I don't quite understand.
You know, there have been actually many other residents that have addressed the council, right?
Around the time we were making the ordinance, yes, several did.
Well, what happens? There have been council meetings that I have gone to, and this is actually getting back to the treason. However, the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution of the United States says that he is also sworn to support and defend. The First Amendment is Congress, which any body of any group of government is called a Congress. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech and of religion and of the press, and of the right of the people peaceably to assemble to petition their government for a redress of grievances. Not only is it the people's right to question their government, it is their duty as American citizens to question their government. Not only is it the government's duty, but it is their obligation to answer to the people.
Why have you
Now-
not taken your grievance to council? That's not happening.
I have. Now, what the people are told are, we're not answering questions. You're not answering questions. How can you not answer to the people?
I can address that. At a council meeting, the rules of our council and most councils that I know of is person comes and they address the chair. It's not a dialogue, it's an opportunity for an individual to express an opinion. We do have working sessions of council on the first and the third Tuesdays of every month, where if somebody wants to bring an issue and they want to have a dialogue, they're certainly welcome to do that. At the second and fourth council meetings, where there is a public session, they address the questions to the chair.
and then does the chair get back to them? I mean, if they have a question over an ordinance like this, I mean, does the chair then respond?
Well, typically what they'll do is they will either have that issue go to the appropriate department, or they will have a working session in the committee of the whole to discuss the issue.
So there'll be a public hearing.
Sure, if it merits it, if it's appropriate, yes.
And who determines if it's appropriate? I
Well,
mean, do you have
the-
people coming
Well, the
before-
council president will set the meeting, but any council person, any department head, myself can request topics for the committee of the whole.
But if I'm understanding you correctly, there are 2 council meetings a month. in
There's
which-
4.
4.
Ti-
2 council meetings a month in which residents can ask
Yes,
questions.
yes.
Or 2 a week? Are you saying 2?
The second, and the, excuse me, the second and the fourth Tuesday of each month are our general council
So
sessions.
these there are 2 council sessions a month where you can ask questions and have them answered.
You know,
Does that not work for you?
the only ones that are actually advertised are the second and the fourth, where you can only make statements. I don't know who this administration believes they are to dictate to the people what they can and cannot do with their government. The Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and the entire Constitution is very, very clear who's to say what will happen
But
in their
on the other
government.
hand, you could vote out of office the council members who pass this ordinance, right?
I would love to educate the people, the rest of the people, to actually watch their government and don't just believe that since they've been there, then they could stay there. There's kind of a joke that politicians are like dirty diapers. You need to change them. However, the people in the government, for instance, there is a gentleman. I don't really need. I don't feel like I need to mention his name. However, he's also a part of the council, and he said, well, that Constitution has been violated for many, many years. So does that mean that they could keep violating it, even though they're sworn to uphold it?
Is there a changing demographic in Highland Heights? I mean, so maybe it started out and it was all residential, and now you have people or families moving in who are operating home-based businesses, and this has created, this sort of issue over the ordinance.
Is that the question?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Not that I'm aware of.
It's always been, I mean, how would you characterize it?
We're a bedroom community with 3 prominent business parks that are strategically located in such a way that they really don't interfere with the residential nature of the community.
But from what Mr. Calabrese is saying, there are also a number of home-based businesses that operate in.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
He's saying there's some people who park a lot of vehicles with signage on them. Does that include you?
Yeah, I am a storm damage renovation contractor. I am actually blessed that I can actually park behind my house, especially since the crime rate has gone up. I'm very, very lucky that I can actually park my vehicle in my truck. However, there are other people that they don't necessarily have businesses out of their homes. What it is they thankfully still work for good businesses that allow them to take a car home or a pickup truck. Now he had mentioned, Scott Coleman had mentioned, that the size of a vehicle, well, according to this other ordinance, is that anything with a payload capacity of over 1,000 pounds, which is a simple pickup truck, you're not allowed to park that vehicle on your driveway that you pay taxes on because they say so.
But as Betsy pointed out, I mean, you elect council. I mean, you can vote these people out of office.
You know, that I have been talking to an awful lot of people, not knocking on doors in Highland Heights. For those that I have not gotten to, I will do my best. However, there are a lot of people that feel the same way that I do. They've been waiting for a voice to step up and come forward. What I've also been finding is that the people that, especially the ones who are having this issue, they're just, I guess for lack of a better term, they've been beaten down into submission.
Are you aware of this? Do you hear any of this?
We do hear some complaints from people who have home businesses that want to park their vehicles in their yard, and we try and work with them. The ordinance that we had previously was not as liberal as the one is right now. We didn't allow any signage on vehicles, and now we allow excuse me, them to place magnets that cover up the signage. We have a part-time building inspector that goes and speaks to these people rather than just sending them citations, trying to work out issues with them. If they have the ability to screen their vehicle, they can certainly do that. We can give them suggestions. But the purpose of the ordinance, and you can't make a perfect ordinance on something like this. If you just said, yes, you can park all your commercial vehicles in your driveway, then there will be more people with issues than there are the people who have issues with the current. And they have a right to speak as well, and they have, and that's why the issue's in place.
Is Mr. Calabrese correct in saying that the ordinance prohibits normal pickup trucks from parking in driveways?
The ordinance does have some criteria for what can and what can't. I'm not sure what a normal pickup would be, and I don't have the ordinance in front of me, so I couldn't speak for 100% fact on it.
When was the ordinance changed?
Oh boy, several years ago, I believe, when Virginia Swanson was still on council. So that was many years ago. I don't know the exact date. I don't know off the top of my head, but I can get that for you.
But what you said was this was a pre-existing ordinance that was liberalized to
Yes.
some degree.
Yes.
Especially regarding signage.
Yes.
Other issues that face the residents of Highland Heights that you will address in office. We heard from the mayor. I mean, Mike, are there other issues there that need to be addressed? You mentioned the crime rate was rising. I mean,
Yes.
Is that a matter of concern?
Yes, the amount of break-ins have absolutely increased, and the rumor is of that it's actually coming from outside of Highland Heights. There are an awful lot of break-ins and people's vehicles being broken into. Meanwhile, even though the mayor enjoys a nice fire in his backyard, and
I've heard you say that before to other people. I've never ever had a fire in my backyard, other than out of my Weber grill. Not once ever.
well, from what I understand from a neighbor of yours,
Well, that's not true. Not
okay.
once ever,
Well-
except from my Weber grill.
So, in terms of the crime thing, so what would you do to address that?
well, first of all, the apartment complexes that this is coming from, I believe needs to be a joint issue to address. Also, I would love for neighbors to just start talking to each other. Don't just go inside, close the door, and don't talk to your neighbors. There have been residents and actually people within the city as well that have mentioned to me that is how they are trying to make this the city, that everyone just comes home from work, closes the door, stays inside, locks the door, and don't talk to your neighbors. That is absolutely not the way to go. Get to know your neighbors, talk to the neighbors. There was that elderly couple that just moved away from me. I was over there constantly. It really, Highland Heights has always had a beautiful flow since I was a young boy of the old move out and the new generation move in. The new generation has taken care of their neighbors, which is the way it's supposed to be. That is if people just watch out for each other, and if the police force, if they actually understood their own oath as well and actually read their oath to the Constitution. Policing, they have forgotten what policing actually is. Cop means constable on patrol. Constable is a limited authority, not assuming total power. And I believe that if they would not take so much time in taking away people's rights just for enjoying a normal activity on their own property, that maybe they could be in the right place at the right time.
You're referencing again this incident where you had an open fire in your backyard, which is not allowed by ordinance in Highland Heights. And the police came and you didn't agree with their assessment that you weren't supposed to have this by law. They're just enforcing the law. I mean, I think there's an overarching theme here that I wonder if you could address.
Yeah.
You're seeking to become mayor because you disagree with a whole bunch of laws. Do you not think people should follow the law in Highland Heights?
Well, there is the supreme laws of the land. Every single public servant take an oath to uphold those supreme laws. The Fourth Amendment of our God-given unalienable rights says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated.
But the Fourth
No, absolutely not. Well, according to our Constitution, just so long as you do not cause harm to another human being or property, you could live, you can do as you so choose as an American citizen. And really, and until, for instance, I have had female friends growing up that have unfortunately got into the wrong relationship, and their boyfriend ends up becoming abusive, let's say. They end up getting, the female gets strong enough, get out of the relationship, and they have to put a restraining order against the boy. The ex-boyfriend even violates the restraining order. The female will even show a cop, look, this is my court order, and the cop can look right at the man and say, well, until he actually does something to you to harm you, I can't even talk to him. Now, however, they can go on to another man's land and say, well, there's this ordinance, and you're not allowed to do this.
But in your case, this was last August, and you had this open fire, and the fire department was called by a neighbor who felt that there were embers landing on the roof or something. And the firefighters showed up and police, and they wanted you to put the fire out, and you refused.
That's not true.
Okay. So you did put the fire out.
No. What happened was, first of all, there was a false alarm call called from 200 feet to the north of me, saying that hot embers were falling on this gentleman's roof. A false alarm call is punishable up to 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine.
Right, we talked about this.
Okay.
So let's
So-
get to your place.
Yeah. So they show up. Hey, we got a call. Yeah, we're just about to stick. We had the special skewers for the brats, and there's one for the hamburgers and stuff. So we were going to use it for cooking purposes, and according to this ordinance, just as long as you are going to use it to cook, they can't say anything. So the fireman says, okay, well, pull a hose out, and we won't cite you. Here we go. So, okay, fine, no problem, I will. My hose was in my vehicle, which I used for inspections for storm damage. And so when they finally leave, then I could go in my vehicle because I have my dogs running around the backyard, and they want to be with me. So I said, okay, no problem, I will. And then he keeps going. And I'm just getting home from work. My mother is in stage 6E of Alzheimer's. When I'm done with work, I'm still not done with work. I still go home. I go to my parents' house 1 mile away. To my father's hand shakes, so he can't fill out bookwork. Regardless, I even when I'm done working, I'm still working. So I finally get home.
Yeah, you're stressed out.
Absolutely.
And the firefighter is saying, "Get the hose out."
Well, he keeps going about this ordinance, and I says, okay, I got it. And then he keeps going, and I says, look, here you are, a sworn public servant, sworn to uphold my rights as an American citizen, and you're violating them now. We actually stood there for 20 minutes, and if there was such an emergency on my property, they would have been pushing me out of the way.
But the upshot of it is that you said the police arrived and said, do what firefighters are asking, and walk away or whatever, and you then ordered them off your property.
Yeah, I said, you know what, you need to leave now.
Right, and that led to your arrest,
Mm-hmm.
and you spent the night in jail, and ended up
A few hours in jail.
few
Go
hours,
ahead.
okay. Pleading no contest to a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this is kind of the root of your whole campaign.
No, absolutely not. It is.
Would you have run for mayor if this had not happened?
People have been telling me that I should run for some office for a number of years now. I was actually looking into Congress. I have a gentleman who is also run for Congress as well. We have a senator, a former senator in the family. I had given it consideration already, and then finally, as I hear from neighbors of mine, friends of mine, that have had other issues, for instance, like these other ordinances in violation of the Fourth Amendment, I said, I live in Highland Heights. I'm staying in Highland Heights, and it's time that there is actually a servant of the people in Highland Heights.
But isn't it sort of a recipe for chaos if you are seeking the mayor's office only in order to counsel people not to follow lawful orders from the representatives of the people, not to pay attention to ordinances that were lawfully enacted? I mean, that seems rather contrary to the rule of law that you reference frequently in talking about the Constitution.
Absolutely not. Again, the Constitution is very, very clear. Just so long as you do not cause harm to another human being or property, there is no chaos. In a free market society, in a constitutional republic, everyone respects each other, and as soon as you cross that line, then of course they absolutely need to be reprimanded. There really is no chaos. If people actually take the time to read our founding documents and abide by them, and the government abides by them, then there really is no chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna change the whole
Mhm.
thing.
I hate to interrupt, but could I just have a brief response to some of the things you said, and I'll make it brief. I think Mr. Calabrese actually demonstrated how our safety forces work, and actually how I'd like them to work. A complaint was made to his house about a fire. The fire department responded. To me, it sounded like they tried to address the situation and be reasonable with him and allowing him to bring a hose and continue to keep his fire going. That situation escalated. They called for backup from our police, and the police felt that it was necessary to arrest Mr. Calabrese. I think that shows a really good progression of how I'd like our safety forces to address a situation like that.
My question, one of the things that we have advocated, especially cities like Highland Heights, is working with neighboring communities and identifying opportunities for cost sharing.
Yes.
The regionalism. I know that you make a mention of this on your candidate data sheet. I'm just wondering, do you share services with any other city at this point, or are you in conversation?
We do. We share. Obviously we have mutual aid like most cities do. We work closely with Mayfield Village, sharing of equipment, sharing of other services. We have the Community Partnership on Aging, which is 5 communities in our area where we share services for seniors. We've met a few times about a joint dispatch center, and I think Mayor Rinker from Mayfield Village initiated those conversations. And his plan didn't address our ability to monitor our jails or jailhouses, so we weren't able to come to an agreement. But I'm open to any type of regionalization that will do 2 things. First, it won't be cost prohibitive to our residents, and second, will at least maintain or increase the services to our residents. I'm open to anything.
Mr. Calabrese, what are your feelings on regionalism?
From what I understand from people in law enforcement, that is a fantastic idea. However, just as long as there is a commanding officer that stays within the city to make sure that if they actually upheld their oath, that to make sure that there would not be anything unconstitutional that happens within the city while the rest of the police force are dispatched somewhere else.
And what about services like snow plowing?
There is an awful lot of waste going through the city with just snow plowing alone. I actually have quite a bit of experience with plowing city streets. First of all, the trucks really do not need to be doing 35 miles an hour down Bishop Road, Wilson Mills. That is a 5,000-pound can opener on the front of that vehicle. It tears up the roads, it tears up the vehicle, and if that steel blade, I believe it's a half-inch thick, 6 inches high, 8 feet wide. If that steel blade, steel is not cheap. If the steel blade catches anything, it snaps. Then you have downtime. Then you have to go back to the shop, put the blade back, get a new blade put on, and that's costing money. Now, if you just slow down, where I used to plow, the rule was that if you went more than 25 miles an hour, you were fired. And my entire route, just one truck, was the size of Highland Heights.
But in terms of sharing services like that with neighboring cities, so that you don't have the duplication. So Highland Heights doesn't have a crew that goes and plows the city streets, and Richmond Heights, I guess, you're right by Richmond.
Yes, they're just to the west.
That you share. So
You know,
sharing money.
First of all, I believe that the service department in Highland Heights, the workers of the service department, they do a fantastic job.
I agree.
Plain and simple. To share in a neighboring community, I'd really like to look into that more before I answer that.
Are you open to the idea, though, of discussing it?
Of discussing it, absolutely.
Yeah.
You do not want to engage.
Well, we don't have any, other than they were curious to know whether we're going to ask the mayor if he was a traitor. We did. He answered that.
So maybe Sarah has some questions.
I just have two questions, and they both relate. When the city introduced automated garbage and recycling pickup, there were a number of elderly residents who protested that. So Mayor Coleman, I was just wondering how that's been going, and Mr. Calabrese, what did you think of that idea?
Me first. Yeah, as you mentioned, some people did protest the idea of the automated toters, and what we did was we modified the contract with the contractor to allow, after a trial period, that they receive a smaller container that we felt might be more manageable for them. And if they didn't want the recycled container, we would take them away. And in addition to that, if they didn't want to use the containers at all, they could put one bag of garbage, and that was one of the issues that a lot of the residents have, that I only have one bag of garbage. Why do I have to have this big tote? Well, they can do that and not use the totes at all. In addition to that, we've been using on a case-by-case basis where our service department will go out and help those that are in need of additional assistance, and we do that. It seems to be going well. People seem to like it.
Is the trial period over?
I believe it is.
Have people returned bins, or do they do that through you, or do they do that through, is it Kimball that you're using?
Through Kimball and the service department. I'm not sure the number of people that have taken advantage of that.
Okay. Mr. Calabrese, how do you feel about the automated trash and recycling pickup?
I am a single bachelor. I really don't need them. I think it would have been a great idea as a servant of the people to say, hey, we have this available. Yes or no? Do you want it? And then leave it up to the people instead of forcing it down the people's throat. Now the city is saying how much garbage you can throw away if you don't have these things. So it's if that's also the form of progression that you'd like the city to be dictated, then that's pretty unfortunate. However, I really have no use for them myself. There have been people in community development of Aberdeen who, after being forced to take them, they were then told by their association, you can't have them in plain sight. Now, according to the city, nowhere in Highland Heights should they be seen from the road. Aberdeen, in their association, they're not even allowed to have them. These people were told that they had to bring these massive dumpsters downstairs because they had no room in their garage, so they had to get them out of the way. They had to bring them downstairs.
To the basement?
Yes.
Can you address that, Michael?
I don't think that's accurate. I think what he's suggesting is that they store their cans in their basement and then bring them up on trash day.
No, they're not even allowed to have them in
So where
Aberdeen.
are you suggesting people that can't fit their trash and recycling bins?
Well,
in
it's
their
not
garages
it's not true
store
that they're not allowed to have them because they do have them in Aberdeen.
I do notice that there is a question from a commentator who goes under the name of Paul. Really? Well, I'm sure it isn't. Member of KISS. The only true challenge in the future is keeping Richmond Heights, South Euclid, and Euclid from creeping in and devouring our city. Mayor, are you under attack from these cities?
I don't believe we are. Again, I stated previously that we have mutual aid with Richmond Heights, with South Euclid, with any city that needs to assist in police or fire activities.
Okay.
I think our police do an outstanding job. They've won awards. They're one of the only certified police departments in the state. Fire department was voted the highest paramedic in the state. No, I don't think we are. I think we're adequate.
You're under siege.
I think we're adequately
Mr. Calabrese,
equipped.
You're shaking your head. You feel like you're under attack here?
Under attack, no. However, I have a lot of friends actually that are law enforcement, and as I talk to them, they actually say what you would be doing is absolutely groundbreaking. However, to actually take Highland Heights, make it once again a constitutional republic, that first of all, starting with the government, that they actually abide by their oath to support and defend the rights of all people. Then people in the neighboring communities would say, hey, this Constitution thing sounds pretty cool. Maybe I want to read it. And then they actually get educated on it.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't see this creep by Richmond Heights, South Euclid, or Euclid to take over Highland?
I am wondering if they are talking about the. I would love to ask them if they are referring to the crime rate.
It doesn't sound like it. It says the only true challenge in the future is keeping Richmond Heights, South Euclid, and Euclid from creeping in and devouring our city. The same way it has been happening in those cities for the past 20 years or so.
I would love for an elaboration. If
Yeah, Mayor Coleman, you mentioned the community partnership on aging, and the Hillcrest area in general has an aging population. So what are some specific programs or policies that you've enacted to help the aging population, and do you have any more ideas for that? Same question for you, Mr. Calabrese. What are your ideas for?
Well, unfortunately, the community partnership on aging has fund limitations. Each community contributes towards its budget based on their population, and then we also do get some federal assistance, some state assistance, but there are limited funds. Basically, what they like to do is enhance their services to the senior population to simple things like get them to doctor's appointments, get them to shopping centers, and transportation is probably one of their biggest expenses. The upkeep of their vehicles and the need for more vehicles as we grow in size, I think is really, really something that we need to look to, and I'd be willing to allocate more money towards that. It's simple things that they need help with initially that hopefully we're able to achieve for them.
you know, as I grew up right next to Highland Heights, I was in and out of Highland Heights since I was a young boy. I've always seen neighbors just taking care of each other. You know, just just being there for, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you need anything? I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the whole bedroom community, that everyone just goes in their house and doesn't talk to anyone.
But if you're elected mayor, what can the city do to help improve services for seniors? Rather than, neighbors, that's great, neighbors taking care of each other, but what can the city do?
I would love to see what kind of funding there is for it. I wouldn't even have an answer for that until I actually see what kind of funding there is.
If I can add one more thing, we do have a process in place in elder care where our police reach out to, they have a list of elderly people that they check on by phone, they check on by knocking on their door to make sure that they're okay. And people can get on this list either by a family member or by them individually. But we do go on their property and knock on their door, so I don't know if that's a violation of their rights. But we look at it as a neighborly thing to do to make sure that the city can look upon these people and help them if they need it.
I have a comment.
Okay, but I have a question.
Sure.
And then maybe, since you're running for mayor, I wonder, if you looked at the budget or started attending council meetings regularly in order to kind of get more up to speed on some of the issues such as this one. It doesn't sound like you have, and I just wonder why.
Well, I work full-time, and then I go to my parents' house. And since I've decided to run for mayor, I've been knocking on people's doors, getting input from the people, and also letting them know that there is a real difference and of someone new running. Someone who really is not going to go in there and play patty cake, for lack of a better term. However, yeah, my days and my nights have been quite full until the sun goes down.
Did you have time to be there?
Absolutely.
And how would you do that? You just explain why you
Mhm.
don't have much time.
Over the winter months, I would be full-time, and I don't want anything extra. Over the spring, summer, and fall months, part-time would absolutely be very, very possible. I wouldn't be knocking on doors running for mayor anymore from the time that I get home. And I am independent. I am self-employed, so I can go about my own schedule. That if the city, Highland Heights, that's where I live. That would be my number one concern. Even though I would not be making as much money from my career, or from the city that I would my career, that is top priority. My comment was, the mayor probably doesn't know if that's a violation of the rights of the people, because he's probably never even read what those rights are.
All right.
I have.
Sarah? No. Okay. So what we do is we wrap this up, and we ask you to make a quick presentation of your campaign. And I'm watching my favorite show on television, and there's a commercial break, and you knock on my door, Mayor, and you've got probably less than a minute to tell me who you are, what you're doing, and why I should care. And I'm wondering what you would tell me.
Now, you want me to
Yeah,
start?
go
Okay.
ahead.
My name's Scott Coleman. I'm 54 years old, been a resident of Highland Heights for 50 years. Been married to my wife Martha for 28 years. We've raised our 4 children in the Mayfield school districts. I attended St. Pascal Baylon, which is in Highland Heights, and Mayfield High School. Been mayor for the past 12 years. When I took office, we had a $3 million general fund balance. We have roughly a $9 million general fund balance, and at that time, we had $20 million of debt, and we're down to $8 million of debt now. I've been fiscally responsible in addressing the city's needs, both infrastructure, both capital needs. I'd like to continue to do that. I know we have some issues in drainage. We want to continue our aggressive capital program. I feel I'm the person to do it. I am endorsed by all 7 members of our council at this time, and I'd love for your vote.
Mr. Calabrese.
My name is Mike Calabrese. I'm 43 years old. I've been a resident of Highland Heights for 18 years. And I've been very, very close to Highland Heights my entire life, for the entire 43 years. I have seen an awful lot of changes. I would love to run the city like a business and not one that is sued and has to settle out of court for over $600,000 plus legal expenses from a very, very bad business decision. There are an awful lot of changes coming through, even trickling down from the federal government to the local public servants, and I would absolutely love to address those. I would love to make Highland Heights a constitutional republic once again, and I encourage everyone to please read their founding documents.
In your case, this was last August, and you had this open fire, and the fire department was called by a neighbor who felt that there were embers landing on the roof or something. And the firefighters showed up and the police, and they wanted you to put the fire out, and you refused.
That's not true.
Okay, so you did put the fire out.
No. What happened was, first of all, there was a false alarm call called from 200 feet to the north of me, saying that hot embers were falling on this gentleman's roof. A false alarm call is punishable up to 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine.
Right, we talked about this.
Okay.
So let's
So-
get to your place.
Yeah. So they show up. Hey, we got a call. Yeah, we're just about to stick. We had the special skewers for the brats, and there's one for the hamburgers and stuff. So we were going to use it for cooking purposes, and according to this ordinance, just as long as you are going to use it to cook, they can't say anything. So the fireman says, okay, well, pull a hose out, and we won't cite you. Here we go. So, okay, fine, no problem, I will. My hose was in my vehicle, which I used for inspections for storm damage. And so when they finally leave, then I could go in my vehicle because I have my dogs running around the backyard, and they want to be with me. So I said, okay, no problem, I will. And then he keeps going. And I'm just getting home from work. My mother is in stage 6E of Alzheimer's. When I'm done with work, I'm still not done with work. I still go home. I go to my parents' house 1 mile away. To my father's hand shakes, so he can't fill out bookwork. Regardless, I even when I'm done working, I'm still working. So I finally get home.
Yeah, you're stressed out.
Absolutely.
And the firefighter is saying, "Get the hose out."
Well, he keeps going about this ordinance, and I says, okay, I got it, and then he keeps going, and I says, look, here you are, a sworn public servant, sworn to uphold my rights as an American citizen, and you're violating them now. We actually stood there for 20 minutes, and if there was such an emergency on my property, they would have been pushing me out of the way.
But the upshot of it is that you said the police arrived and said, do what firefighters are asking, and walk away or whatever, and you then ordered them off your property.
Yeah, I said, you know what, you need to leave now.
Right, and that led to your arrest,
Mm-hmm.
and you spent the night in jail, and ended up
A few hours in jail. Go ahead.
Pleading no contest to a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like this is kind of the root of your whole campaign.
No, absolutely not. It is.
Would you have run for mayor if this had not happened?
People have been telling me that I should run for some office for a number of years now. I was actually looking into Congress. I have a gentleman who is also run for Congress as well. We have a senator, a former senator in the family. I had given it consideration already, and then finally, as I hear from neighbors of mine, friends of mine, that have had other issues, for instance, like these other ordinances in violation of the Fourth Amendment, I said, I live in Highland Heights, I'm staying in Highland Heights, and, it's time that there is actually a servant of the people in Highland.
I hate to interrupt, but could I just have a brief response to some of the things you said, and I'll make it brief. I think Mr. Calabrese actually demonstrated how our safety forces work and actually how I'd like them to work. A complaint was made to his house about a fire. The fire department responded. To me, it sounded like they tried to address the situation and be reasonable with him and allowing him to bring a hose and continue to keep his fire going. That situation escalated. They called for backup from our police, and the police felt that it was necessary to arrest Mr. Calabrese. I think that shows a really good progression of how I'd like our safety forces to address the situation.
I'm being very polite, Gina. I need a chair.
But my stuff is on them.
But you can move one of the chairs stuff off your
Oh my
chair.
God, don't open the drape.
You know,
I'm not
I need
dressed.
a chair.
My stuff is on
Okay,
them.
put it on there, right there. I
No,
need a chair.
that's dirty and it's wet.
I need a chair, Gina.
Please, close the drape.
Okay, I need a chair. I'm asking you very
And I
nicely.
said I'm almost done.
Okay, I need a chair.
But my
Which one?
stuff is on them. It's right, look. See, this bag is full. Don't let my stuff fall on the floor because I have nothing to wear because someone interrupted me the other day. I couldn't wash my clothes because they cut in front of me.
Gina,
Oh my God, please, can you please get some calmness in you?
I'm trying to get calmness, but I'm
But
asking
Mike,
you
no,
questions.
you're not. You're out of
You have
control.
3 chairs that you're hoarding.
Oh, hoarding? Oh my God, you are so sick. You really are.
How sick are you when there's 3 chairs and you got people that need chairs?
I'm using them right now. This, it's not like I can put something on a clean bathroom counter or hang it up against a clean wall. There's mold on these walls because you guys don't clean them. So I can't hang it on the hook.
It's gonna be acting up around the morning. I must have been up real early. Yeah. Which chair do you want me to take, Gina?
I'm almost done, and then you could then I'm going to give back the chairs. But you're causing chaos where there doesn't need to be.
Well, Gina, all I'm asking is for one chair, and I think you can accommodate one chair. I really think you can accommodate. I know you're smarter than that. I know you can.
God.
You usually don't have this situation with you, Gina.
What situation? You guys are just, you're not right. I mean,
You
you,
sit in a chair, and you have 3 chairs.
but
And you talk, and you
your
call
stuff,
me sick. How sick is that? You got
3 chairs isn't something that's sick. It's keeping my stuff clean because this place is filthy.
Well, then you can fold one on the back of a chair. You can put stuff on the back of the chair.
No, I can't because my stuff is right now clean inside of a plastic bag.
How sick is that?
Oh my God, you,
How sick is that?
what's sick?
You say I'm sick. How sick is that? You got 3 chairs.
That's not sick. That's keeping my things very, very clean. And what you're doing is you're actually taking up time from me getting completed with the chair. Oh my God. What a sick bitch. Is there anything back here for vegetarian? Because the CEO said she was going to get more vegetarian options, and it just... What did you just give her?
Her food on her late.
Okay. Can I have something like that?
No, because for her late, she goes to work or something. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what that's for.
So then I get nothing to eat for snack?
You welcome
Snacks are right here.
Okay, but I don't eat cookies. I can't eat egg. It like basically grabs my intestines and yanks them. So if I can have something else to eat, you don't have any bread. I know that you have bread.
Yeah. Here.
And bread isn't made with egg, if that was your puzzled look.
When we put the rest of them out?
Wow. I've about had it with this. Can you please check if there's bread? Thank you.
I know. That's okay. Go get some stuff. Here. What's that, Lee?
I'm trying to go on there.
I always did. People, I don't know everybody.
They won't allow me to have bread? Why?
I don't know. They want you to eat what they're serving, an Oreo cake.
But I don't eat egg. I don't eat egg. But you want me to eat cookies? You're actually telling me I have to eat cookies? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm letting you know those are the other options, and there's no other options at this time.
There's bread.
If there is not anything
She just
else
said you just won't give it. You just won't give it to
No,
me.
that's not. Is that what you told her? That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you so much.
Wait a minute. Whoa. That is what you said. Wait. Stop.
No, this stuff you don't have to do that.
Wow.
You don't have to let somebody doesn't have to.
All that other was soap all the way around.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Psychologically unsafe. You don't have
I'm vegetarian.
Thank you so much.
Wow. I'm vegetarian. How is that psychologically unsafe?
I'm out. You didn't have me to go to the store for her today.
Wow. Wait a minute. How is that psychologically unsafe? I'm vegetarian.
No, maybe because bread has eggs in it.
Bread does not have eggs. Never. Bread does not have eggs. It's all it is yeast, water, and flour. Who is her supervisor?
Miss Monica is here, but I'm not sure.
Monica's a supervisor?
Well, that's who's here tonight.
Is she a supervisor?
That lady right there just told you,
Wow. Wow. All right, so. Wait a minute, listen. So I just went and asked if I could have bread. And then I asked her if she went in the kitchen to get me bread, that girl right there. They said there's no bread. I said, I know that there's bread. The Toyka and then the other one, I said, wait a minute. CEO said she was going to get more vegetarian options. So I'm vegetarian. So because I won't eat that, I can't eat anything. And she said that that's all that there is. That's if I don't want that, too bad. She then told that girl, she has to either eat the cookies or eat nothing. I said, but I'm vegetarian. She then, that one that's standing next to the Toyka said something like, you don't have to deal with something that's psychologically unsafe for you.
Daddy get a little bit of January.
Wow.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'm vegetarian. I said, wait a minute, I said, how is being vegetarian psychologically unsafe? And then she just went in the kitchen. She wouldn't even discuss it. Now, does that make any sense? I said, wow. Well, she gave a girl a lay plate right next to me. I said, can I have that? She said, yeah, she has it. She has it.
Oh, that's why it's on the west side. Oh, where else did they have?
Do you work?
I've been here.
Do you work? Is that why?
15 months here. 6 months I'm laboring in that
Do you work? Is that why?
That's right, loco. She said, let me take the wig off and go back. I've been here. Let me put the wig back on.
So, now wait a minute, let's try and make sense of that. Because I'm vegetarian, I'm psychologically unsafe.
Did they have a salad?
And you should have seen how nervous she was. She was really, really stressed about it.
Yeah, it was hard, but...
Because I'm vegetarian.
But the chicken was done and
And then the girl told me that they told her that I can't have, I have to, something like I have to have what they serve me, and they basically have bread, but they just won't give it to me. She then denied that she told me that.
I lost 40 fucking pounds. I didn't know.
Are you surprised?
No.
I mean, that's what I keep saying. Like, am I surprised that any of this bullshit happened?
No.
I'm not.
Could it be that they're mad that I've mentioned the $2 million a little too many times? Do you think that's it? Do you think that's the problem? It's really possible that I've mentioned that $2 million.
It's a distinct possibility.
It sure is. Sure is.
You know too much.
I know too much. And I told them I saved it to PDF. So maybe that could be the problem. And the supervisor is Monica. That's what she said.
The line where they list all the staff members here, Monica is not under a supervisor.
No, she's not. But she said the only one here is Monica. I said, Monica's a supervisor? And then she said it again.
I thought Monica was a supervisor, but then I went online and looked at the staff list.
And she's not listed as supervisor.
Supervisor, and then I thought,
Yeah.
this is making too much noise as I'm wiping it off. So I just want a plain gray mat, because this is making way too much noise as I'm wiping it off.
No, you downstairs.
I know, as I'm wiping it, it's making too much noise because of the plastic. So I just want a gray mat without
No, wait, you ain't have to bring that mat up here. It's a great mat downstairs.
someone sleeping on it.
No, tell her to go, it's a mat in the back of the, in that overflow room.
Oh, but someone's
Why you don't
sleeping.
want that mat?
When I'm wiping it, it's making too much noise. And the women are sleeping. And there's actually someone sleeping right in front of that room.
Mr. Calabrese, you making this hard.
No, I'm not. It's just courteous. I mean, I'm just...
No, it's a mat.
See, you didn't understand what I just said. Listen, I'm just a very kind and courteous person, so please respect that.
But miss, you don't wake them women up as much as they snore, as much as they do. You're not going to bother anybody.
But not everyone down there is a heavy sleeper.
Miss,
Oh my God, everything is such an issue.
You issue out of a mat.
But you just didn't understand what I
I heard
said.
what you said.
Okay,
You know how many plastic mats we have down there?
okay, that's fine, but I wipe mine and it's, what, midnight? It's exactly midnight. So instead of wasting all this time going in a circle over
I'm
on...
not going to go in a circle.
Okay, then let me just go and get a gray mat.
No, Miss Calabrese, I'm not going to have you disturb a bunch of women back there.
But there's no one back
You
there.
can take that mat downstairs, ask Miss Contreras to open the door, and put your mat on top and get you a gray mat. It's a gray mat downstairs.
But nobody sleeps down there. No one
You have to
sleeps.
go, you're not going to sleep up here.
No, oh my God, you didn't understand me. Nobody sleeps over here anymore. Remember?
Miss Calabrese, the only people are up here because we didn't have any room for the new couples to come. That's why they're sleeping upstairs. Downstairs in that back room is a gray mat. So I don't know why you brought that up here. You're being courteous, and it's a bunch of those blue mats down there is not bothering anybody.
Oh my gosh, yes, but it's midnight,
Miss
okay?
Calabrese, either you take the mat.
Oh my gosh, Connie, I really don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't.
You're making an issue out of nothing. You're making an issue out of
Do
nothing.
you realize that I'm actually not the one making the issue, Connie? And you really don't realize that?
Miss Calabrese, if you're going to argue about some plastic on the mat,
Does it sound like I'm arguing,
why
Connie?
would you bring the mat up here?
To exchange it for a gray mat because then there's...
Why?
I just told you why.
So that reason doesn't go with me, Miss Calabrese. You're not bothering anybody.
I see that it doesn't go with you, Connie.
So it's not, if I tell you that's not bothering anybody,
Connie,
Miss Calabrese,
you yell for everything.
I'm talking.
You're
You don't understand my language. That's the
Listen
problem.
to you.
Listen to you, because I don't talk soft. That's the issue.
Yes, there are issues with you, Connie. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. For whatever reason, Connie. This thing is making too much noise. This mat with all this plastic. It's making too much freaking noise.
Where do you want to go?
I want to put it against the wall because I can't clean this. It's going to wake everybody up. Why did you give me this freaking mat? Listen to how much noise it's making. She told me to go and get a mat out of that closet. I told her there's someone sleeping over there. She said, oh, it doesn't matter. What a freaking bitch. I can't do that because she's sleeping. I'm not going to wake her up. She's such a fucking bitch. These women are sleeping. Alright, so I have to get my sheets anyways, and there's someone sleeping right in front of that closet. There's no way to take a mat out of that closet.
Ms. Calabrese, we can probably, I done talked to my co-workers. If you want to get a gray mat, you're going to have to be here at 9:30. Other than that, you're going to have to get the mat that we give you.
Okay, so then don't give me a blue mat with plastic on it, that's all.
You don't get preference here. Whoever comes, first come, first serve.
But you have a stack of gray mats in the
Ms. Calabrese, you make it
cafeteria.
so hard. And the reason why you think I'm yelling, I'm talking in my regular tone that I talk to anybody every day.
Okay.
I have not changed.
Okay, so then why don't you just give me a gray mat?
Wait, ma'am. You got to stop right there. I'm talking. Okay.
And I have to get my sheets anyways.
Okay. I'm going to tell Tiara to come to get sheets. Hey, Tiara, Ms. Calabrese, come so she can get sheets. And I'm not giving you a gray mat. You come here at 9:30, you get a gray mat. Other than that, you don't get preference over anybody. That you moving, rubbing, she would love to take that bed. So
Okay.
I'll tell you what. If
Then go take
you
it.
don't want the bed,
You want it?
I know where to sleep. What bed? She gonna take that?
Right in between the lockers, there's a place to sleep.
I'm not sure.
Do you want it? You don't have a place to sleep?
Okay.
Oh, okay, come on. Let me show
You don't tell her what to do. You don't want the mat, bring your stuff up.
She doesn't have a place to sleep.
Here, let me talk to you. Do you want the mat, Ms. Calabrese?
No.
Wait, hold up. You don't want the mat downstairs in the middle of the locker?
I don't even know what she's talking about.
Okay, that's why I was telling you. You don't tell her what to do. Do you want the mat?
No.
So bring your stuff up and send it to the cafeteria in the chair. Ma'am, she just don't walk in here like that.
I was saying how
You ain't even get checked.
Yes, I did.
She did. Go back over there so she can check. So you can come up, bring your stuff in the cafeteria. If they find a bed for you, then it's fine. Other than that, you don't get a bed, Ms. Calabrese.
Okay.
So here, this is the deal. It's
All
a
right.
mat. Hold on 1 second, baby. It's a mat. You know, between the lockers downstairs. Like, you know, when you go downstairs.
All right. I'm going to go get my cart.
Let me, look, go down there and tell Miss Kinsey to show you,
And then right here. Yeah. Right here.
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'm supposed to sleep right here?
Do you want me to help you bring the mat back over here?
I'm supposed to sleep right here,
Yes.
in between the lockers.
Yes.
With that mat.
Yes. You want me to help you?
Oh no, hell no.
Gina, keep right up, don't go nowhere.
Go where?
Don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Stay right, have a seat right here.
No, but I want to go to the corner to get food.
You wanna go where?
To the corner to get some food.
Okay, but I need you for a minute before you leave my room. Can y'all please exit this, thing, please? I don't need y'all, I need you. Goodbye. No, I need them. Hey!
Oh, it's closed.
They go downstairs to the door up.
Thank you.
Go on now, skinny leg. Did you brush your teeth? Come on.
No.
Sherelle, come downstairs to the front desk. Sherelle, downstairs to the front desk now. Where my keys at? Where's Sherelle at? Okay, come on. Come here, lost everything. I need this pen. Come on, find this pen. Tell Sherelle to come to the thing. Come here, Sherelle.
Where?
Come with me, right here. Tell Sherelle to come to the staff lounge. Oh, Mr. Wilkie here. Ma'am, it's closed back here. Where you going? All right. Make an announcement outside, Mr. Will.
And the announcement that you came
Have a seat.
the announcement?
Yeah, out there in the thing. Oh, yeah.
What is it, Shaquila? I didn't do anything wrong besides take a shower.
You took a shower.
And I'm hardly even here, besides to sleep.
You have to pee.
And I want to go to the corner to get some food.
What's at the corner?
They serve food every Tuesday.
Where?
At the corner, right by Cosgrove.
At Cosgrove or
No,
by Cosgrove?
by Cosgrove in the parking lot.
What?
Every Tuesday.
What kind of food they have?
Macaroni and cheese, bagels, yogurt with granola.
Karen Ulrich on her way up. City's EMS call.
Shaquila,
What?
what is it?
I'm about to tell you, not to wait for somebody else. Oh my God, when she come on, I got to pee.
Well, you have a toilet right there. In this room, behind you.
I know. But I need to do what I need to do with you first, and you go get your food, and then I can pee. When everybody's happy. Come on! Zip your pants up.
Oh.
Close the door.
Oh, and there is an issue with women opening the drape when I'm in the shower. One woman just did it because she said she wanted to know how they worked. I said there's 3 other shower stalls with drapes wide open.
Come on. Why are you walking like that? Who beat you up? Okay, Gina. This is what I have for you. So, this was.
You have been provided an assigned bed at Norma Her Women's Center. There has been no documentation provided that prevents you from using. I should get my glasses. Hold on. Okay.
What's the day? 16?
From using.
How you spell your name?
Gina, Gina.
Oh, my nails in the way.
Well, they're fake. You could just take them off.
I cannot take these off.
There's your real nails underneath.
See that all the way up there?
Okay.
Mine. See all that? See all that?
Okay.
See all that? I cannot take these off.
Okay.
Spell your last name.
C-A-L-A, B as in boy, R-E-S-E. They are so fake. Oh, gosh.
You see my nails?
Yeah, right there. You see it right there? Right there, growing.
All the way up here.
Growing underneath, right there.
Look, you see, look, all that up there.
Okay.
My nails.
All right.
My nails.
Okay.
My nails.
Okay. All right. There has been no documentation provided that prevents you from using the bed you were assigned. Therefore, by refusing to utilize this bed, you have decided to make other arrangements for temporary shelter in the cafeteria.
Huh?
In the cafeteria.
No, the bed they assigned you. So they assigned you 2 beds and you refused both beds.
Right, I don't need a bed. I'm in the cafeteria on the mat.
Okay, so you still refusing the bed that the last bed?
Yeah, I don't need a bed.
Okay,
No,
so I need you to sign right there.
Okay, so arrangements for other temporary shelter, that means I could stay in the cafeteria on the mat?
So in other words, it's saying by that you refusing shelter period.
No, it doesn't, because there's a cafeteria on a mat. That's exactly what that is. I'm on a mat in the cafeteria.
Okay.
I'm not refusing shelter. Arrangements for temporary shelter, no. I am refusing a dorm room because I often arrive after 9:30 p.m. bed check. And I fluctuate in body temperature because of thyroid disease.
But the cafeteria is going to be...
Is a lot cooler.
But it's temporary, Ms. Calabrese. It's overflow.
Yeah,
we're trying to disband the whole area, so we putting people in bed.
Well, there's been people who have been here for 2 years, and they're in overflow.
Yeah, but they're moving the people out of the overflow.
It's a transition.
They're moving the people.
Okay, but I don't want, because I have thyroid disease and often become very, very hot. Very hot.
Okay.
Okay, so what will you do when the overflow is disbanded? Where were you sleeping? Where were you sleeping?
Well, why would you guys disband it? There's over 200 women here. Are you guys going to build dorm rooms?
Eventually, it's going to be disbanded because everybody's going to be in the bed.
But you don't have enough beds.
So tell me, you don't know that. People
Yes, I
leave
do,
every
because
day.
often, like Nicole, she has been wanting a bed for a very, very long time. Her girlfriend...
Maybe she has a reason of why she haven't got one. Maybe she talked to management.
No.
We're not talking about Nicole. So
No.
So you're refusing the bed, so just sign right here.
Okay, I'm not refusing arrangements of temporary shelter.
Okay, so just sign right here.
Yeah. Therefore, by refusing, no, you were assigned.
Okay, stop scratching out the paper.
No, actually,
Just
I'm allowed because I'm signing something, so that is
Okay.
absolutely legally allowed.
So sign your name right here.
7/16.
Put your signature right here.
Is that the date today?
Yeah, that's the date. Put your signature here.
19.
Sign right here. Step out for a minute, Toya.
Okay, that's a witness signature.
Yeah, she's going to witness.
Okay, and then I want a
witnessing.
copy.
Okay, sign right here. Print this for her. So, in addition to this, I was also told to tell you, they're going to let you sleep here tonight, and then tomorrow, after tonight, you have to do a mediation with Calvin and Nicole.
Okay.
So, you have to do a mediation.
Okay, then Nicole has to come when I come back from work.
Huh?
Nicole has to then be here when I come back from work.
Oh, but you have to do a mediation to access shelter again.
Well, I haven't done anything wrong.
That's
So unless you're going to remove all of those women from the floor,
I'm telling you what I was told. So you have to talk to Calvin.
no, because I haven't done anything wrong.
I didn't say you did anything wrong. That's what I was told. You need to speak to them about this.
Well, then they have to actually be here when I then come back from work. Because you have all those women in the cafeteria sleeping. Quite a few of them have been here for over a year, over 2 years. One of them is Jennifer, gosh, glasses,
It's a difference.
and the other one is Nicole.
No, it's a difference when people are refusing to get housing versus a bed. It's a difference. They're refusing to get housing outside of their community because they're scared. They're not refusing a bed in here.
No. Yeah, no. You guys are not giving them a bed. They have asked for a bed, except for Jennifer, who doesn't want a bed. And you haven't said anything, and she's been here for 2 years.
You say so.
Talk about nobody.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was in the shower. I was in the shower. I was in the shower.
Okay.
Should I go out there? I just want to see if someone's here. Then otherwise I have to leave to go on the corner.
I understand, but it's cold and I'm trying to clean, so
Oh,
we gotta.
okay.
All right, outside.
Wow.
I understand, but I'm telling you, I'm
Okay.
trying to clean.
Okay.
Oh, you're the new one, Camden. They're gonna be with.
So I cannot access the shelter again because I will not get a dorm room. So they're throwing me out because I won't get a dorm room. Denying that anyone else wants a room and they won't give it to them.
Yes, she is.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. They don't want you in the shelter?
They don't want me in the cafeteria sleeping on the floor, so they're literally throwing me out.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Because I want to sleep in the cafeteria and not in a dorm room.
Coming out of that area.
Oh, well, tell her you take my space.
They are telling me that I have to have a dorm room.
Why?
Because
Oh,
they claim that they have beds for everybody. I said, that's not true. I said, that's not true. I said, you have a full basement that's full of people, and you have the cafeteria that's full of people who have asked for a bed and you haven't given it to them. They're now denying, she's one of them, that, yes, that they have, people have asked for a bed and she has denied them. She just denied, like Jennifer with the glasses. She's been here for 2 years. They are throwing me out because I don't want a dorm room.
Wow.
Okay then.
Enough.
Yeah.
I can take her
Yeah.
room and she can take my spot.
They have a full cafeteria, and I have to actually skip work to do a mediation? No, that's not going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
No.
They are throwing me out because I will not get a dorm room. They're claiming that they just told me that they haven't refused anyone a bed. I said, well, wait a minute. What about Jennifer, who's been here for 2 years? She has never wanted a dorm room, and you guys don't have a problem with that. They denied that. You know Jennifer, who sleeps right underneath the TV, the clock, the TV? They're denying that she's been here for 2 years and that she has never wanted a bed. They're denying that. Where is she?
Like, I was getting ready to take that hill. I was like, okay, I'm going to take it.
Unbelievable.
They went again?
Huh?
They went again.
What?
You been all these years? And
I've been here for a year and 2 months. Okay. Because I won't take a dorm room, they're throwing me out. They're claiming that they have, number one, they're claiming that they have enough beds for everybody. That's a lie. Because there's a full basement and a full cafeteria. Jennifer, who has the glasses, who sleeps underneath the TV, she has never wanted a bed. She's been here for 2 years. They're claiming that that's not true.
where you going?
I don't know, but you better flipping believe that this is going public. Absolutely. Abso-flippin'-lutely. Hey guys, Jennifer, who sleeps underneath the TV, she's been here for 2 years. She has never wanted a dorm room. They're throwing me out because I also don't want a dorm room.
What?
Here's the sheet of paper. Here's the sheet of paper. Read it.
Wow.
They're claiming that they have beds for everybody.
No, they
I
don't.
said, that's right. That's right. She's the one of them who just denied it. And that
You have been
Jennifer,
provided an assigned bed at Norwood Urban Women's Center. There has been no documentation provided that prevents you from using the bed you were assigned. Therefore, by refusing to utilize this bed, I have decided to make other arrangement for temporary shelter.
I crossed it off.
Ooh.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I've been fighting to get a fucking bed.
Oh, really?
Get the fuck out of bed.
Really? Then you tell them that you just read this letter, that they're throwing me out because I won't get a bed. Jennifer, who's been here for 2 years, who sleeps under the TV, she doesn't want one either. She doesn't want one. I don't want one either. They don't give her a hard time. They claim they have beds for everybody.
They don't have beds for everybody.
I know that. That was interesting.